Cheers, friends, and happy Tab Tuesday. Coming to you from the comfort of my home in Reno, Nevada, which I did not know when I moved here how wonderfully positioned Reno is. 2 hour drive from here to Sacramento, 3.5 hour drive from here to San Francisco and Oakland in the Bay Area. 3 hour drive the other direction to Yosemite National Park, and a 3 hour drive to Napa and Sonoma counties, better known as wine country. And I've been there a handful of times. Got a couple props with me this time. This is a rosé from Jacuzzi Family Vineyards, family owned, produced and bottled in Sonoma. They also donate to Dress for Success here in Reno, which, I'm the president of the board of directors. So just wanted to shout them out and give them some love. And then my glass is Chandon, which is a winery in Napa Valley. But I have Nancy's Riesling in here, but I didn't want to open my rosé for y'all. I'm saving that for the next Emmy. You heard that right? The next Emmy, because it's coming. Got to manifest that, or a big announcement or something. But I just wanted to bring out my little props from Napa because I have been a handful of times to Napa and was able to get to Sonoma County in 2021. So as you know, my adventures are tied to advice, and today we're talking about letting life do the pouring. And I'd like for you to take a listen from a testimony from one of my former coworkers who's now become a great friend.
Tabney came in like a wrecking ball, full of sunshine and light. She was ready to hit the ground running. Our Nightside crew had, in a sense, lost its way, and things were feeling stagnant and too familiar, and we weren't really able to push ourselves as much as I would have liked to. And with Tabney's energy and her encouragement, it really helped us get ourselves off of our feet and start reformatting the show and things like that. And also being part of the new CW show, the 10 p.m. show that she anchors and launched as well, was just super exciting. And trying to figure out how to make the shows different and still being able to get the news first, most accurate to our viewers was the most important thing. We even won the station's first Emmy with that brand new 10 p.m. show, which is just incredible and a true testament to the entire crew. And again, just being led by someone like Tabney, who is such a light and such an encouragement. I'm currently working as a reporter in Portland, Oregon, and Tabney was a huge help in just helping me refine my skills, my reporting, live shots, all of the above. So she's fantastic. That's really all I have to say. And Tab, thank you for everything that you have helped me with, both professionally, personally. You're a wonderful coworker, human, and friend.
And no, I did not pay Bridget to say that. Very grateful. But I did ask her to send me some positives of my mentorship because I recognize that God had chosen me as a vessel. And if I'm honest, I'm a veteran journalist now with more than a decade under my belt. I get a bit grumpy when dealing with the newbies, with kiddos, coming out of school or having to train them on things that college or their first station may have missed. And I really had to check myself. Okay, who am I? Somebody gave me my start. There are a handful of veterans that have helped guide me to this wonderful place of success and knowledge, as I mentioned, with more than a decade under my belt now. Like, you were in their position too, Tabney, just really resonated with me to reel it in for a second. But my move out here brought this station and this market a fresh set of eyes. A Black woman from the South bringing my take and approach to storytelling, different producing styles, different delivery method, and it's really worked out. But when I got here in 2018, it was really evident that the younger generation, or the younger talent that I had met here in 2018, they lacked mentorship and talent development, a trusted seasoned journalist, and someone just to really guide them, give them advice. Why are you doing this? Well, put this here, move that there, or have you ever thought about this, right? And been able to give feedback and suggestions. And not everyone you work with are friends. I most certainly understand that. I have made tremendous relationships at each news station I've worked in, but I have never went through a global pandemic and a racial uprising like we saw in 2020 with my entire family across the country. I am beyond grateful for the people here who have helped me through some of the toughest times. They poured into me. In turn, I'm proud to say this batch of reporters and producers I've mentored, some have already graduated from the Tabney Dozier School of Journalism and have all moved on from Reno to tremendous avenues.
One of the biggest encouragements that I had at KOLO in Reno, Nevada, when we met, I had already been in the industry for about 10 years covering sports and entertainment, but I had never done news. And at that point in my career, I had my first news job. And even though I had experience in sports, that didn't translate necessarily into news writing. And so having Tabney there to really push me and to help me just cultivate my skills in a whole new way, it was something that I didn't know I needed. And I'm so grateful not only for her leadership, but her friendship and her love. Tabney is definitely the type of person you want in your life. And I'm super grateful that she's been along for my work career and for my life journey.
Super thankful to Gianna as well. Now, this is twofold. Had I only focused on me and not shared the cheat codes and not shared what I had learned along the way on my journey, it may have taken them longer to get where they needed to go. And let me be crystal clear. These journalists that I met were talented on their own. Okay, it was not my magical touch. They were very competent and well respected and great at their jobs. But no one at this station, I can say for certain, practice with them, practice with their delivery, practice with their storytelling, uplifted, challenge them like I did. That much I can say for sure. But on the other side, had they not had compassion in their hearts, I may have left Reno a long time ago. I may have left Reno early. I may have had a mental breakdown, okay? Because when you think about going back to 2020, I never thought twice about getting on a plane, going on to a trip, just wanting to go see my grandparents, get some love from family, no problem. That was until COVID entered our world. You remember, okay? Some of us were grocery shopping with plastic gloves on and even wiping down soda cans and chip bags. You know, it was very uncertain and unnerving. And of course, not downplaying it because it is still very much a global public health crisis. And I cannot imagine what our teachers are going through, law enforcement, public service, and our healthcare workers. God bless you. You haven't had a break. You haven't had a break. But in 2020, there was just a lot more fear because we didn't know. Everything was so, uneasy and uncertain pre-vaccines, right? So I hadn't seen my family since fall 2019. And then we funnel into the beginning parts of 2020. So I was in Reno from March and I did not get back to Kentucky until October of that year. That is the longest I had ever been away from my loved ones, parents, grandparents, and all the close friends in my life. So that was hard. That was so hard. And it wasn't just their professionalism, because what I loved about this group is, they got angry when we started having this racial uprising, and there was things that they didn't learn in school. And they wanted to do stories focused on uplifting Black and brown and, marginalized voices. And I loved it. Way to take that tenacity or confusion or frustration or, seeking knowledge and put it into storytelling. It was great to see on the professional side, but personally, they bought me gifts. They brought me lunch, coffee. They recognized, they just asked how was I really doing. They recognized I was the only Black on-air talent at the time. And the Breonna Taylor case alone, it ripped my heart out. It's Kentucky. It's Louisville, which is where I moved from before I came here, which is a second home. I'm from Lexington, right next door. Black woman sleep in her house. And there are just so many people, so many Black people unarmed who have been unjustly killed by people in power. And before I'm an anchor, I'm a Black woman when I wake up and my 10 toes hit the ground. I am a Black woman first. George Floyd being executed on camera. We had a riot in downtown Reno, riots in other places that I, have connections to, and just really had pain, And also on top of that, I simply needed a hug. But we're being told, right, to stay 6 feet apart. And I went months without even hugging. We're doing the elbows and just air fives. It was just unnerving. It was scary. And I felt alone, but I wasn't. And I'm sharing this to simply nudge you. Understand, I respect privacy. I do. And I understand that your job, your career, your place of employment may not be where you pour. I understand that. I understand. My point is, having those cheat codes and having these gifts sit on your heart, it does you no good. It does no one any good. You have to share them. You have to encourage. You have to pay it forward. That's how this cycle continues to work of improving and, of course, eliminating injustices that exist against, minorities in this country, right? I love their tenacity when, not only did they know I was upset, and they said, what can I do? Right? So they were personally there for me to pour into me and professionally educating the public and the viewers on what's happening. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful. So as you pay it forward, let life do the pouring, because you never know who may pour into you. And that's another test that has become a testimony. Okay. Pouring and receiving all at the same time. I'm extremely grateful for it. Okay, well, look, there we have it at the end of another wonderful episode. Thank you so much for so much love and support. Make sure you share on your social media platforms. Think about all the times you've come across social media and something's intrigued you and you've listened to it and it blessed you and you may follow that account. You never know who could use some keeping tabs, inspiration around here, right? So please share and pass along. And if a message touched you, leave messages to me. Would love to hear your feedback and like I say, pay it forward and share with someone else. So thank you again for all that you do for me, for yourself. If no one's told you today, I love you. You are kind, you are smart, you are important, okay? Cheers to you one more time, and I'll see you on my next adventure.